Hello once again, and welcome back to the channel. A quick supply explanation. This watercolor palette has Sonnet and Camlin Kokuyo watercolors, and I use a Tombow Fudenosuke. You see me with two, but I actually want to use a soft one to outline. And the sketchbook is just a cheap sketchbook I got in a pharmacy, so nothing special. It's my favorite sketchbook, but it was nothing special. It only cost like $5 US. So, now on to the video. Now, if you are a returning viewer, you would know that I started a 3-month comic challenge. So, technically speaking, I was supposed to be posting another update video, but I have not done a single thing in that project for the past 3 weeks, for multiple reasons. One of those being a lot of power problems. Lightning struck my house and blew out the internet, and then we lost power for 12 hours the next day. And then the next day current was going like 17 times in a day, no exaggeration. And when current goes that often, I have to unplug everything just to make sure that nothing blows again. So there's that. Then there was the fact that I just didn't want to. And that could be completely blamed on the fact that my comic wasn't completely planned out as I should have been planning it out. But I'll leave that for the comic update when I get around to doing that. And I'll talk more about what's going on in this video. So, the two characters you see on screen, well, you only see one, but then you'll see the other, are Talon and Scott. Talon is her code name. He doesn't find out her real name until much later. They are designs of some characters that I've had for years right now, that I'm finally getting around to doing this story. This was originally supposed to be a novel series, and I wrote over 30,000 words in the first book, and then realized that something just wasn't feeling right. And it's only been recently, like the past month, that I realized what was feeling wrong. And it was the setting. So before it was taking place in the modern world, and now it takes place in the future. And just doing that gave me so many more ideas, and I kind of became obsessed with these characters and started drawing them in my sketchbook because, like I said, I didn't have any power. So there wasn't really much for me to do except to do some drawing. So yep, that's what I did. And then I was just going to ink it normally in my sketchbook, like a personal project. And then I was like, nope, I'm not going to lose out on prime YouTube content. So here we have it, Scott and Talon. Yes, they will end up together, hence the couple drawing on the bottom right hand corner. And if you're wondering why she has no legs in that drawing, it's because she's a cyborg and she doesn't have legs. They're not attached to her permanently. I have other characters who are cyborgs who have permanent attached limbs, and you will meet them later because they are also redesigns from old characters. But those are actually redesigns from my very first sketchbook. So that will be fun when you get to see them. I actually, because like I said, I didn't have much power, I did have my Chromebook, so I was working on the novel stuff, but I also worked on writing down ideas for this story, and I'm not going to do it right now. I think there's going to be another project between the comic project I'm working on right now, called Monster Mine, another project that I already finished outline, that's another old story that I am kind of revamping. It's not old. This story is definitely older, the one with Scott and Talon. But this one is about a year old, and it's called Monsters of the Heart. You will hear more about that later. So yeah, I just wanted to do some sketches of these characters, and I really liked them. The setting is probably one of the most imaginative settings I've come up with, except for, I think, Olivia and Walter's story. That one is even better because it's fantasy, but this is kind of like they're set in like a cyberpunk world, and he's a private detective, and he doesn't exactly know what Talon does. I almost called her by her real name. Her real name is Talita, but he doesn't actually know what she does as a job. All he knows is that she's a good friend and she helps him out whenever he asks. So, kind of starts falling in love with her. Also, his son is dead and he's divorced, but he is not unhappily divorced. He and his ex-wife are still close friends, and he actually becomes friends with his ex-wife's new husband. So, I didn't want the standard film noir style detective, though one of my characters does fit that design pretty closely. The video is almost done, so I can't really go much more into it, but I really love this story. I've always loved it from the very beginning, and I can't see that stopping anytime soon, because the more I think about it, it's the more ideas for crimes for them to solve, and storylines, and characters, and I love it so much. I even started designing some of the other characters, and you will see them in another video. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. And you can check out the videos talking about my comic project. That'll be cool. Yep, that's it for now. I will see you, hopefully, in another video later.